What if I told you that in certain corners of the world, people routinely live past 100, not in hospitals, not in nursing homes, but in their gardens, dancing at parties, laughing with their grandchildren? And the secret isn't some expensive supplement or a cutting-edge medical procedure. It's something far simpler and far more powerful. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what these extraordinary people do every single day and how you can start doing it too, starting right now. Welcome back to Healthy Living After 50. I'm Dr. Michael Kent, and if you're new here, this channel is dedicated to helping you live stronger, feel younger, and get the absolute most out of every single year after 50. Today's topic is one that genuinely excites me every time I talk about it, because the research behind it is not just fascinating, it's genuinely life-changing. You've probably heard the term blue zones before, but if you haven't, here's the quick version. A researcher named Dan Bettner, working alongside National Geographic and a team of scientists, spent years traveling the world looking for places where people live the longest, healthiest lives, and they found 5 of them. Sardinia in Italy, Okinawa in Japan, Nicoya in Costa Rica, Icaria in Greece, and Loma Linda in California. These places are called blue zones, and the people who live there don't just live longer, they live better, less disease, less disability, and far more joy. So what's their secret? That's exactly what we're going to unpack today, habit by habit, so that by the end of this video, you have a real, practical blueprint you can start applying to your own life. Let's start with the very first thing that makes blue zone communities stand out, and honestly, it might surprise you. It's not what they eat. It's not how much they exercise. It's the fact that they never think of movement as exercise. In Sardinia, the elderly shepherd walks miles through the hills every single day, not because he's trying to hit a step count, but because that's just his life. In Okinawa, older women get up and down from the floor multiple times a day simply because they don't use chairs or sofas. The body is constantly moving, constantly working in the most natural way possible. The lesson here is powerful. You don't need to join a gym or follow a rigid workout schedule. You need to build movement into the fabric of your daily life. Walk to the shop instead of driving. Take the stairs, do your gardening, sweep your floor by hand. Small, consistent, natural movement is one of the most powerful longevity tools on the planet. The second habit that Blue Zone centenarians share is something researchers call having a reason to wake up. In Japan, they call it Ikigai, your reason for being. In Nicoya, they call it plan de vida, a life plan. In practical terms, it means knowing why you get out of bed in the morning. It means having purpose. And this isn't just a feel-good concept. Studies have shown that people with a strong sense of purpose live up to 7 years longer than those who don't. 7 years. Think about what that means. It's not a medication. It's not a surgery. It's simply knowing that your life has meaning and direction. For some people, that purpose comes from family, being a grandparent who is present and active. For others, it comes from a craft, a community, a faith, or a cause. Whatever it is for you, nurturing that sense of purpose is one of the most important things you can do for your long-term health. The third secret from the blue zones is how these communities handle stress. And here's the thing, they do experience stress. Life everywhere comes with stress. But what sets blue zone populations apart is that they have built-in rituals for releasing it every single day. In Sardinia, it's the daily social hour where friends gather in the evening. In Okinawa, it's a few minutes of remembering ancestors and practicing gratitude. In Loma Linda, it's a weekly Sabbath, a full day of rest, prayer, and connection. The science here is clear. Chronic stress triggers inflammation in the body, and inflammation accelerates virtually every age-related disease, heart disease, diabetes, cognitive decline, even cancer. When you build a daily ritual that genuinely allows your nervous system to slow down and reset, you are actively protecting your body at a cellular level. It doesn't need to be complicated. A 10-minute walk in the fresh air, sitting quietly with a cup of tea. Calling a friend just to talk. These aren't luxuries. For the world's longest-lived people, they are non-negotiable daily practices. Now let's talk about food, because of course it plays a huge role, but perhaps not in the way you might expect. Blue zone diets are not extreme. They are not trendy. They are beautifully simple. The vast majority of what centenarians eat comes from plants. Beans, whole grains, vegetables, fruits, nuts, and seeds. Meat is eaten occasionally, not daily, and usually in small portions. Processed food is virtually absent. Sugar is rare. Portions are moderate. In Okinawa, there's even a cultural rule called Hara Hachi Bu, which translates roughly to eating until you are 80% full. Instead of eating until stuffed, they stop just before that point. This one habit alone has profound effects on metabolism, weight, and longevity. And across all the blue zones, beans are a common staple. Lentils, black beans, chickpeas, fava beans, eaten every day. They are extraordinarily rich in fiber, protein, and antioxidants, and the research consistently links high bean consumption with reduced risk of heart disease, diabetes, and early death. You don't need to follow a complicated diet. Eat mostly plants, eat beans regularly, and stop before you're completely full. That's it. The fifth secret is one that modern medicine is only beginning to fully appreciate, and it's about the people around you. Every single blue zone has one thing in common beyond food and movement: incredibly strong social connections. In Okinawa, there's a tradition called moai, groups of 5 friends who commit to each other for life, meeting regularly, supporting each other financially, emotionally, and socially. In Sardinia, multi-generational families live together or nearby, with grandparents deeply integrated into daily family life. Research from Harvard's longest-running study on human happiness, a study that has followed people for over 80 years, found that the single greatest predictor of a long, healthy, happy life is the quality of your relationships. Not your cholesterol, not your BMI, your relationships. Loneliness, on the other hand, has been found to be as damaging to health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. So if there's one urgent action you take away from today's video, let it be this: invest in your relationships. Call your friends, join a club, volunteer in your community, show up for the people who matter to you, and let them show up for you. The sixth and final habit I want to share with you today is one that might feel countercultural in a world obsessed with productivity, and that habit is rest, genuine, guilt-free rest. In Ikaria, Greece, nearly everyone takes an afternoon nap, and Ikaria has been called the island where people forget to die, because rates of dementia, heart disease, and depression there are dramatically lower than the rest of the world. Research backs this up. A 20 to 30-minute nap in the early afternoon has been shown to reduce cardiovascular disease risk by up to 37%. Sleep deprivation, on the other hand, accelerates cognitive decline, disrupts hormones, weakens the immune system, and shortens life. The Blue Zone lesson is simple but powerful. Rest is not laziness. Rest is medicine. Whether it's a short afternoon nap, an early bedtime, or simply building quiet downtime into your day, prioritizing rest is one of the most scientifically supported things you can do for your longevity. So let's bring all of this together. The people who live to 100 in the world's blue zones aren't doing anything magical or impossible. They move naturally throughout the day. They wake up with purpose. They manage stress through daily rituals. They eat mostly plants and stop before they're full. They invest deeply in their relationships. And they rest without guilt. These aren't expensive habits. They don't require a prescription or a specialist. They require intention. They require you to look at your daily life and ask, where can I add a little more of this? Now, I want to challenge you to do one thing before you close this video. Pick just one habit from today's list, just one, and commit to starting it tomorrow. Maybe it's calling an old friend. Maybe it's switching your afternoon snack to a handful of chickpeas. Maybe it's sitting quietly for 10 minutes after lunch. Whatever it is, start small and start today. Because every single centenarian in a blue zone didn't wake up one day and decide to live to 100. They just made good choices, day after day, year after year, and the years added up. If this video gave you something valuable today, please do me a favor. Hit that like button and leave a comment below telling me which blue zone habit you're going to try first. I read every single comment and I genuinely want to know. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is a great time. We post new videos every week on healthy aging, nutrition, fitness, and everything that helps you live your strongest life after 50. There's a lot more coming that you won't want to miss. Until next time, I'm Dr. Michael Kent, reminding you that growing older is not about slowing down. It's about living smarter. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.